Bismillahirrahmanirrahim and Assalamu alaikum. In today's program, I'm going to talk about the CIPD's HR professional map. By professional map, it means that it has a number of things in it which HR professional needs to understand and practice during the course of one's profession. It includes the basic purpose of HR profession, and it includes the competencies that an HR individual should have. Of course, when you start the HR career, there are some things which you do as an overall in a journalist form, and you do a number of things like training and development, recruitment, performance management. You go into all of these areas, and as your career progresses, your standard of delivery on all these things should improve. So in this short presentation, though there are a lot of other things which are included into the details of each behavior, competency and specialism, but what I'm going to talk in this short presentation is to give you an idea as to what is included into the core knowledge, core behavior and core specialism area of HR professional. And HR profession in itself is evolving, is developing and improving, of course. And once any profession improves, there are new things that are added into it, not to say that the old things are obsolete or have gone away, but there is an improvement into the old things also, into the previous things also. But since the studies improve, since the research improves, and the more factual knowledge comes in front of us, more research comes in front of us, the HR profession also develops. The professional map sets the international benchmark for the people profession. So this is an international benchmark. Use it to make better decisions, act with confidence, perform at your peak, drive change in your organization and progress in your career. So it is an international benchmark wherever you are working, whichever kind of organization you are working, if it's a multinational organization, if it's a local organization, if it is within Pakistan or outside Pakistan, or an organization which has different offices in different countries. This HR professional map gives you a benchmark as to how the HR professionals or people professionals should behave or should develop their competencies to perform at their peak into the HR profession. Now, what is HR? What is the map? So, starting from the purpose of the HR profession includes principle-led area, then includes evidence-based, outcomes-driven. So, this is the basic core of the HR profession, which has to have evidence-based, outcomes-driven, and principle-led. Then there comes three very critical areas. One, the core knowledge of HR, core behaviors of HR, and specialist knowledge of HR. So I'll come to each one of them of this one by one in a minute. But before we move that ahead, we should see what is the purpose of people profession or HR profession. Once we are clear with the purpose of HR profession, we would be very clear as to which area into the map we are in, and why each area into the map is important for us as HR professionals to include into our regular career progression. So what is the purpose of people profession? The purpose of the people profession is, it's the fundamental purpose of the people profession to champion better work and working life. So it is self-explanatory in its sense. The overall purpose of the HR professionals, the people profession, is to do the best, champion the better work conditions. The area where you are working, the company where you are working, the department where you are working, the society where you are working, everything. This is the core purpose of the people profession, that we have to make the better workplaces and working lives of the individual. So everyone who is coming into the organization, it is the HR people's role, the people professionals' role to build such an environment, such a culture, such an area into that organization, whereby the working lives of the people should improve. The work in itself improves. the people who come there, they should feel that they have not been bullied, they have not been harassed, they have not been unjustified, or there is fairness into the organization. So they should not only feel, they should practice all those things also. So it is the HR's fundamental purpose to champion better work and working lives, right? So this is one of the very key areas. I'm sure there are many other definitions or many other points that you could include, but this basic definition includes a number of things. There's a very simple short definition which includes number of other things. I mean, you can include into this the stakeholder holders, the family. You can include the family also. You can include the health also. You can include personal lives also. You can include educational life also. You can include progression into the career also. You can include emotions. You can include leadership. You can include everything into this. But it is a basic, the simple definition. Now, the first thing, the evidence-based, right? So what is evidence-based? Add weight to your professional judgment by supporting your case with strong evidence from diverse sources. So it is the basics of HR people's career, that whatever they do, whatever they produce into the organization, that should be supported by evidence, by data, by facts. So if you want to go ahead into your profession, if you want to convince your CEO, your owner into the organization, if you want to have a seat into the onto the table, into the board, you should have strong evidence. Add weight into your professional judgment by having strong evidence, strong historical data, strong facts, right? So all the talk about analytics, all the talk about the people analytics, that is basically what propels the evidence-based HR. Second is the outcomes driven, right? So outcomes driven in your HR should be an outcome driven. If there is no outcome into the HR, people will not take you seriously. Champion better work and working lives by making a positive difference on every level, personal, professional and social. So wherever it is, it should be at a personal level, it should be at a professional level, and at a societal level also. It should be outcomes driven. Whatever you do, you conduct a training program, you conduct a coaching session, you conduct a recruitment drive, you could conduct an open house, you conduct a orientation, you conduct you conduct performance appraisals, you conduct labor relations, emotional engagement of the staff. Everything that you do should be an outcomes driven thing. There should be a specific outcome. Once that specific outcome is there, you will have a very good chance to stand top into the organization. Then the third one is, it should be principles led, beyond rules, to do what is right by following three key principles: working matters, work matters, people matters, and professionalism matters. So there are rules of the organization. In our program of ethics at the workplace, we specifically mention that yes, there are rules into the organization, but those rules by the time may not stand suitable to the current situation of the organization, or current situation of the economy, or current situation within the society, within the country, or within the region that you are operating in. So go beyond the rules to, based on three key principles. What is the current situational judgment for the work, what is current situational judgment for people, and what is the current situation judgment for professionalism that you are working in. So sometimes the rules, I'm not saying that you have to tweak the rules, but make the new rules. Rules are made by people, by yourself, and once you are open to the new ideas, once you are open to the changing conditions of the economy, of the society, of the country, of the world, you would be open to change the principles accordingly also, customize them according to the situation that you are working in. Now, the second part is core knowledge. Now, the core knowledge has 6 areas that an HR professional has to master itself on. I'm just giving you a brief of that. in some other program we will go into the individual details also. Now, one is change, right? Change is one very core knowledge that HR people should have. Digital working, the current situation into the digital world that propels that HR professionals should have very strong digital knowledge. Analytics and creating value, that goes without saying. I mean, currently it is the world of analytics. You should be good in analysis. Business acumen should be there. You should have a very strong commercial drive within you, that why your business is working, why your industry is working, what is the role of HR into development of the industry, what is the role of your being into the organization, how you contribute towards the growth of the business. So you should have a good business acumen. Culture and behavior, that's the core knowledge. That goes without saying. I mean, everyone is talking about core culture and behavior into the organization, and especially the people practice. What is involved into the how the people behave, how the people are working into the organization, what are their personalities. So that's the core knowledge. There are 6 areas of core knowledge into the HR. Regardless of your role, sector or specialism, these are the things you need to know in order to consider yourself an expert on people, work and change. So these are the 6 areas that are core knowledge areas defined into the CIPD's professional map. Then the core behavior area. The core behavior has 8 areas. So the 8 core behaviors that you should have. What are these? These are situational decision making. That's the one core behavior that you have. Situation demands different decision making mechanism for you. You can't make one decision for every situation. So situational decision making, in our program of professionalism, we spoke about that a good professional, a core professional, it has good situational decision making. So whatever the situation in front of you, you make decision according to that. Insights focus. So you should have a very detailed insight into the work that you are. Passion for learning. HR cannot learn. HR people are saying to everyone that go to trainings or study or conduct training programs. That is the passion for learning for HR. They themselves have to be at the top of the learning. They should have a very strong passion for learning. And when we speak about passion, by the way, passion is a very strong word. The real meaning, the meaning of passion, it's a Greek word, by the way. The meaning of passion is suffering, right? So when you are ready for suffering, you will get the learning. So passion means you are ready to suffer. Commercial drive in HR people, right? Then working inclusively. Every people should be, every kind of people should be included, regardless of race, gender, ethnicity, disabilities, or educational backgrounds, or university backgrounds. So you work inclusively with people. Then valuing people, of course. Then professional courage and influence. You should have professional courage to speak what is right and what is wrong. Why a person is not paid for last 2 months, why your employees are not being fed well, why there is no implementation of the local labor laws into the organization. So this is your job to have that professional courage and supplement that with the influence that you can have over the board, over the CEO, over the departmental committee, over the executive committee, so that whatever you know, that should be translated into the practice into the organization, so that your organization could be fair and have justice into the organization. Then ethical practices, that we have done a long program on ethical practice into the organization. So that is the core behavior. So these are 8 core behaviors into the organization. These are the ways of thinking and acting required to be considered an effective people professional, identified through academic research and feedback from the professional. So ये जो the core behaviors that are CIPD's core behavior into the professional map, they have been identified through the academic research and feedback from the professional people in HR and people person. And the last one is the specialist knowledge. The specialist knowledge also includes 9 areas for the specialist knowledge. What are those areas? Talent management, should be there. Reward, you should have knowledge about the compensation, the reward, the resourcing, where the people are, what kind of people you are looking, and how early you can bring them in. People analytics, the analysis about the people, the complete list of people analytics that you can get from different sources basically, and you can learn more about that. We will do a program on that also someday. Organization development and design. What is that? Organization development and design, and learning and development, diversity and inclusion, employee relations, and employee experience. So these are the 9 very key areas of specialist knowledge of HR. Now, this is the HR professional map. If you look at the top in this map, you start with the purpose. Then you have to have evidence-based, principle-led, and outcome-driven attitude into your HR profession. Then there are 6 core knowledge areas. Then there are 8 core behavior areas, and then there are 9 specialist knowledge areas. So you can see it from the from the different angle also. You can start from the specialist knowledge area. If you have all those specialist knowledge area, for those people who are starting the profession, they should know, number 1, the purpose, number 2, the specialist knowledge area. All these areas should be included into the HR profession. Then there are core behaviors, 8 core behaviors that you should know. Then there are 6 core knowledge areas that you should know. And then you should have that circle where everything that you are doing should be evidence based, outcome driven, and principle led. So this is a brief presentation about the HR professional map, which is produced by CIPD. So thank you very much for your time, and if you have any question, you have any comment, these are our social media platforms where we are available, and you can share your comments with me on my email. Thank you very much, and Khuda Hafiz.